Hello, I'm Cheryl Hawkins. Welcome to Solutions, the program that highlights the incredible work that nonprofits do every day to overcome challenges in our communities. Are you a senior, 65 plus years young, with artistic goals that you've always wanted to accomplish, but you never got around to doing them because of other responsibilities got in the way, like caring for your family or building a career? And now, in what's considered to be the golden age of life, you think it may be too late. Well, if you can relate to that, then this episode of Solutions is just for you, because my guest today says it is never too late to achieve your goals. On this edition of Solutions, we are highlighting Golden Goals, a nonprofit organization in the DMV with the mission to empower seniors to achieve their creative goals and fulfill their artistic aspirations. Let's take a look.
Oh, gosh.
It's 30 years after those songs were written.
It's not that I didn't like the songs. The songs don't run away from you. You run away from them if you have more than one thing to do. And even if you just have the one thing to do. I was in grad school, mother. It was busy. All of us live busy lives.
My name is Baye Harrell, and I'm the founder of Golden Goals. Right before the pandemic, my mother and I had begun to explore a collection of songs she wrote during my childhood and how I could support her in getting these songs recorded. But it was really during the lockdown that I saw even more of a reason to support not only her with this endeavor, but the value that something like this would bring to the lives of other older adults. And this gave birth to Golden Goals.
Don't just walk up and say, oh, I was, 18 and I could have, really worked this into something. When I think back on it, you're never too late. I mean, as long as it touches your mind and your heart.
Many people feel like their opportunity to achieve a goal has faded away as they grow older. But there's people, there are resources, there's technology that can support practically any endeavor. Someone just needs to be there to bridge the gap. And that's what Golden Goals is here for.
I'm glad I got someone who knew how to inspire me. Your voice is all right? I want to say, get this song. Okay, do it. Let's hear it. Okay, you know how this goes. Just go ahead and sing. Go ahead and sing. So that really inspired me.
Things change over time. Technology changes. People change. So sometimes while capacity to do things goes up from a technological standpoint, one's own capacity to do something may not be what it used to be. But that's where a supportive ecosystem and organizations like Golden Goals should come into play.
It's just reminding you. It's just saying, don't give up. There's still more that you can do.
It's amazing to know that something that feels like a lifetime ago still has life.
Now, I am so happy to say that joining me in the studio to share more about the Golden Goals organization is its founder and president, Baye Harrell. Baye, welcome to Solutions.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here.
I am so glad to have you here. But before we get going, I want the audience to know that that was your mother in the video that we just saw, and that you helped her realize that it was not too late to record her music.
That's exactly right. That's right.
And so we'll talk more about her video and that journey later. But first, share with us the vision of Golden Goals.
Oh, yes. So Golden Goals, as you said, started with the work I did with my mother. My mother is an educator by trade. but is a creative person in her heart. Has always been involved in doing something theatrical, musical, and I remember growing up hearing her create music and have us as children learn some of the words, and we recorded on those blank cassette tapes. And this was just kind of an ongoing thing that we knew she was collecting a lot of music. I helped her complete a project of her music. Okay. And in doing that process, I came to the realization that there are probably many older adults who are walking around with uncompleted goals or incomplete goals. So we have goals that people have had that maybe life just got in the way, or they didn't have the resources to see it all the way through. And I think that it's time for us to think as a society of how to support our older adults when it comes to creativity, because creativity doesn't have an expiration date.
How about that?
Right.
You're unique in thinking that way. So you offer 2 major programs at Golden Goals, one gold mining, yes, and 2 the gold done year. Tell me about gold mining. Sure.
Gold mining is essentially what it sounds like. We're finding a dream that needs to be completed and seeing it so that it goes from being a dream to an accomplishment. So we would engage an older adult who has something that they've wanted to do, something creative. It can be in the area of music, visual arts, theatrical arts, film, any area that we find ourselves creating, literature. So we want to then take that idea, discuss maybe what have been the obstacles in seeing it all the way through, and then provide resources, which would include sometimes subsidizing the work that needs to be done, as well as finding the network of individuals that would need to serve in completing that goal.
That's such a unique mission. It really is, because I'm in that category, of having goals that I have not accomplished yet. And so I could really appreciate a younger person who's got a little bit more energy than me right now can help shepherd something like this through. So that is such a unique thing you do. And the second program is the Gold Done Year.
Yes.
Tell us about that program.
So the Gold Done Year came a little bit more organically, in a sense, or it came as an extension of doing the work with my mother, that I realized that these stories that we have, the stories of one's artistic journey, is a part of the story of them, say, getting that project done. So if we have a project where, in my mother's case, was music that we were going to record, there's an entire arc that precedes that of what was her life like? How did she get involved in even creating music?
Yeah.
How can we tell that story and, in a sense, capture what we want to serve as the message, that the artistry never really leaves us, the creativity never really leaves us. We can always be a part of something creative. So that story, that documenting of the story, is what the Gold Done Year project is. It's finding a way to document it so that it can be shared and essentially be a capsule of this type of work that we do.
And you actually produced a documentary of her journey.
Yes.
Yeah, which is really awesome. And her name is Zebra.
Yes,
right?
Zebra.
That's
correct. That's correct. Zebra, yes.
Exactly. So talk a little bit about the team you've put together that works with you with Golden Goals. I know you're fairly new and really starting to get going, but you do have a team of people that's working with you right now.
Yes, and creativity, we always have to remember creativity never happens without some level of collaboration, right? When seeing it all the way through. So in that same vein, that's what's happening with every endeavor we take on. We're having people involved, whether that's artists, producers, technical specialists, community partners, those that need to be serving this individual's goal are brought in. What I like to look at it as is that we have a creative ecosystem that surrounds us. Those individuals are essentially tapped, brought into the process, and we already have, of course, a board of creative individuals, people that have served to support Golden Goals to where we are now, people that have worked for many years in academia, working in many years in media, right, producing in media, grant writing, those that, right, which is always a part of the nonprofit world. Yes. So grant writing and those that understand finances at a higher level, because all that type of collaborative, creative, and strategic work is necessary in order to get the job done. Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. And before we go further into the organization and the services, I want to talk a little bit about you. It takes a very special person, an aspirational kind of person to want to develop an intergenerational business like Golden Goals, and a nonprofit is a business.
Yes.
So you are an artist, but you're also a strategic thinker. So you got to have that balance when you want to engage a business that is based on the arts. Talk a little bit about you, your background. How did you get involved in the arts? Well, of course, your mom, that whole thing, but
she was a big
your
part
journey.
Of it. Sure, absolutely. And creativity, I look at it like creativity is where you have the vision. Vision is creativity, and strategy is how you get there, right? So there is a journey that every artist has. I would say every artist in every community has, of how to actually see something all the way through, something that came to them. How can they get this process done? So being a strategic thinker is, I credit my parents for this, right? Both of them, both my mother and my father. My mother, as a very creative person, always encouraged us to express ourselves, to explore different artistic avenues, and we all took on different parts of that, right? When it came to becoming an artist professionally, there was a part of that journey that was essentially, as most artists are, we do it all guerrilla art style. We get out there and we figure out what to do. I've been involved in music, creating music since all through my childhood. And I was in the hip hop community growing up. So formed a group that ultimately took me into adulthood, same group name, that merged into a theater world too, a specific lane of theater called hip hop theater. And we found collaborators in that space. So this journey for us was always kind of, like I say, guerrilla arts. And we made it to a certain level of success with that. And then there was formal training as well. So I went back and got a master's degree in arts management from American University in I think that was 2012 that we started the program. So all of that training, all of that knowledge has helped to serve me in working in this type of nonprofit in this space.
Right.
Yeah.
You've done some great collaborative work with Paige Hernandez, who is another very talented artist and entrepreneur.
Yes.
Talk about the work that you two have done that focuses on young audiences.
Okay, specifically young audiences. Well, one thing that's been ongoing with us, and we actually met, I should shout out, we met during a play that was a children's play back in, I think, 2008. And this children's play was at Imagination Stage, which is a very well-known children's theater in the area, play called Zomo the Rabbit. And we sparked up a friendship, continued to work together after that point. And she had always been working with young people. I had been working with young people as an artist. Most artists in the area do some work with young people. She and I continued our work, first having a commission with the Smithsonian's theater, which is called Discovery Theater, was called Discovery Theater, and later a commission through the Kennedy Center, a play called All the Way Live. And that play is a children's play that has a STEM connection, right? So it's dealing with science and technology, and we engineer a boombox that takes children through different positive qualities of themselves so that they can learn.
Wow.
And there's a narrative arc to it as well. As engineers, we're the engineers on stage. And that play has been touring around the nation, I guess, for almost 10 years now.
Wow.
So we've done that, at least one part of what we've done. And there's another project that we also have worked on that started a little bit around the same time, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. You also mentioned to me earlier that you and your mom wrote children's books together?
Yes. So coming out of the music project, there was a song called Daughter of Woman. And this song was written, I think, originally for either my oldest sister, about the maturation process of a young girl. And we took that song and adapted it to a children's book. This was kind of like springboarding off of our work with Golden Goals. And Golden Goals helped to support to the extent that there was a marketing, the ability to kind of market and find stores where it can go into. So this project is what was the follow-up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So as an artist yourself, what do you see as the role that art plays in the development and evolution of society?
Right. Well, art tells us the story of who we are. It makes it clear to those who are to come what values we hold, what we've learned about being in this space, being human, and we transmit those things through our art. So I think we have to be very responsible with art in that there's a way that we can use art as storytelling or just expression, and then there's an intentionality also that we should also have with our art, a responsibility we should have with the art. We should have some sense of why we are creating, or just explore it. If you're a creative person, explore what are the motivations behind why you create.
Creating.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So we're going to transition here to share with you a clip from a hip hop 50th anniversary lyrical rap video that Golden Goals helped bring to fruition for a well-known actor and writer. And on the other side, we'll talk about how it all happened. Let's take a look.
Hip-hop's essential part of our yearning to be free. Hip-hop's essential part tying out intelligence. Names go off the clay and I'm a scribe sage on clubs, radio, television, film, stage, and yes, the work's known, time shown, no stranger to turntables, microphones, and will throw some word stones, but not at my own, nah, bigger fish to fry. That's why I flip the script like young blood priest and move smooth, superfly. And like Salai linked the pen to weapon, I inked bars, lines, rhyme sentencing to begin rapping, but no idle chatter. Deep like Roberson's Jacob's Ladder, I rolled with a flow straight to heart of the matter with hip-hop, the fullness of it all. Gotta set the record straight, spin it forward, y'all. Okay, listen, there was a time when I used to dance, spin wax facts, mix parlance, slide, glide, sound round the dance floor, make people holler, cry out for more, shout talk about how they never heard saw a DJ like this, like where? The Mark IV, yeah, in the back glance, back in the day, I thrill 'em, chill 'em, had my little say, but now my reps known, raw skills honed, strong as Creoles in Sierra Leone, chief with a full plate, production slate, back with a groove share to set the record straight. I'm a creative connector, sun moonlight reflector, Afrofuturist, vinyl record collector, actor, singer, dancer, writer, rapper, soothsayer, soulful lover, bold brother, Imbira Palayer, master of ceremony, jolly healer, theater ambassador, hope rhyme dealer, say hip hop, the fullness of it all.
Hip hop, the fullness of it all.
Say call, response, response, call.
Call, response, response, call.
Sound like we clear, on same page. What we've got here's matured, aged. So celebrate, have a ball as we set the record straight, y'all.
Celebrating, relating, creating on and on. Celebrating, relating, creating more and strong.
Okay, for those of you just tuning in, I'm Cheryl Hawkins and you're watching Solutions, and we are highlighting the work of Golden Goals, a nonprofit with the mission to empower seniors 65 plus years young to achieve their creative goals and fulfill their artistic aspirations. And my guest is Baye Harrell, the founder and president of Golden Goals. So Baye, we just saw a clip from the lyrical video that you helped acclaimed actor and writer Clayton LaBeouf record and produce to celebrate the 50th anniversary of hip hop. First, share with us who is Clayton LaBeouf, and then what is a lyrical video?
I mean, Clayton LaBeouf is many things. He is he's a theater artist, right? He's someone who understands all of the technical sides of that. What it means to be a theater artist. And he's a storyteller. In the African tradition, I would consider him a griot.
Yes.
He's someone who has a deep reservoir of information, and he is someone that transmits it orally, right? But he's also, to me, a mentor, right? And I met him, again, 2005, I believe. So we were a little over 20 years of knowing each other and having our connection. And he's, somebody that is known to the world as a television actor, as a stage actor, but he's also a writer. He's also a poet and a songwriter as well, right? So what we did together was connected more to his poetry and songwriting.
Clayton is a friend of mine too, and he's been as you say, a highly acclaimed actor in a TV series that a lot of people may have seen. Homicide, Life on the Street, The Wire, a whole bunch of things that he's been in, and he's been among
Something the Lord Made.
Something the Lord Made. I love that one. Yes. And so were you surprised when he approached you about doing this lyric video?
It was interesting because I don't know if he would remember, but okay, so there was a time period where I was working on lyric videos personally, right, for some stuff I was doing. I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and I remember him calling me during that time and saying, I have a poem that I was thinking about for a lyric video. Many years after that, let's say could be 3 years after that, is when we started this process. And he shared that concept with me, and I kind of said, oh yeah, it harkened back to that call that I got. And this, I think at this time, it would have been a different poem perhaps, because this poem was directly connected, the poem that we just showed was directly connected to the 50 years of hip hop. And that's what we essentially collaborated to do, but then there was another aspect of what he was doing that he shared that felt like, oh, this is like a autobiographical piece. So it'd be really great to integrate these two things in a way that lets people know who you are, why you're even connected to hip hop and the legacy of hip hop.
And that's interesting because earlier in his career, he was a DJ at some of the major clubs here in DC. So to capture that in the poem and connect it to that period when hip hop was just getting started. So he had a memory of that too as well. So, and go back, did we say what a lyric video really is?
A lyric video, so I mean, and that's kind of a new multimedia format, right? It's the way that you just focus on the words. Essentially, you're using the words to visually captivate someone while they're hearing the audio. So that format was one that was of interest to me personally because in the hip hop tradition, I'm somebody that looks for lyricism, lyrics, the words that are being said, not over necessarily the music, but I think that if we just overlook the lyrics, then we're kind of like, you're putting something to the side that could have been the real source of inspiration for the creative. So lyric videos are essentially videos that are going to focus on the lyrics.
On the lyrics. I love it. So how did that process work for you all? You first got together, did he recite the poem or show you the written poem? Or how did you all decide how this process was going to work?
We sat down and we sat down in, well, can I say the name of the business? Is that okay? Okay, we had Busboys and Poets. We sat down at Busboys and Poets in Tacoma Park. And there, he just shared with me, one thing about Clayton, he always walks around with the mbira or kalimba. So he shared with me, he had the mbira there, and he shared with me the melody of what he was working on. And just kind of like I understood what this was and musically where it was coming from, and kind of in some ways as a person that also has a root in being a DJ and being a discographer, discographer who studies, music to that level, I could feel what the inspiration musically may have been. So we just said, well, the first step is to record it. And that, I think that same day, that he shared it with me. I said, let's just go into we'll go back to my place and we'll do a rough track.
And record the poem.
That's right, of the poem, because before we do anything, when it comes to lyric video, it has to be a song. It has to be recorded.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. So he shared it there, and we hit the ground running, and I think that was in September of 2024.
And then how do you visualize how you're gonna make the lyrics come alive, really? Because the lyrics, the words became the actors on the screen.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, that's essentially what it is. That part has happened very organically in the process of creating a lyric video, right? You don't want it to be too structured going into it. You want to kind of see how the lyrics...
Let it flow.
Yeah, let it flow. What words are popping out at you? You know, the times that he may say a reference to something, and you say, oh, there's a type of visual that goes, like a font style that will go with that, or a color that goes with that. You know, so you kind of explore that in the process of creating it. Yeah.
So how long was that process? How long did it get?
It was several months.
Several months, okay.
Several months, you know, and we met over time, you know, him sharing photographs as well, because once we knew we were going to do an autobiographical element to it, he shared photographs with me. We went and looked at, you know, just some other options of how we can kind of arrange things musically. We incorporated in another artist, DJ RBI, who a section that Clayton had where he wanted to hear some scratching on it. And DJ RBI is a great, you know, DJ, nationally known, based here in the DMV. So he brought his element to it, and that was a completed project by the end of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are there other projects you're working on with older adults right now?
Yes. And you know, I'll until they're completed, I won't share the names of the individual, but there's a memoir, a visual memoir that we're working on now, and it chronicles a person's travels and essentially living in different countries. So it's a coffee table book, and this one is going to be, it's a pretty extensive piece that we're nearing completion of right now. So this one is our first venture into more of the literary publishing world for Golden Goals, outside of the work that I had independently done with the children's book, right? So this is Golden Goals' opportunity now to capture someone's life as a memoir, which is involved, of course, the elements of editors and graphic designers and all of that.
That's awesome. Now, how are you funded? You're a nonprofit. There's some costs involved with this work that you're doing, I know. So how is that happening? Do you have to write for the grants? Do the artists pay a fee or anything? How does that work?
All of the above.
Right.
All of the above, and independent funders as well. Right. So people that have been in support of the vision have poured into the organization, and you know, we of course welcome that at all times. And we're always looking for grants. We're always looking for ways to get those funds. The artists are. Well, the clients, our artists, right, are involved in paying a portion of it. Of course, they can't necessarily pay at market rate for what we're doing. So, you know, our goal is to always have a way that we can, through Golden Goals, subsidize and support the completion of the project. So a percentage goes from the artist, a percentage from Golden Goals. And we're looking for the best people to do the job, and which could also entail having individuals who are willing to provide their services at a discounted rate.
So what's your future goal for Golden Goals?
Oh, yes. There's so many things to do now. I think we want to continue to build up that roster of work. Because there's no area of the creative arts that we feel should not be touched by Golden Goals. So continuing to work with different clients at this point is a big part of what we're doing. We also would like to have that community regular contact. And we're thankful that we've been able to talk to community partners about doing that. And a big part of what we're envisioning for that is specifically around the area of legacy projects, discussing with older adults who are in maybe seniors' homes or in spaces where they regularly see each other, just how to think about a legacy project. And so that we can kind of, I guess, get fertile ground for those individuals who'll be willing to deal with us and to
Awesome.
reach out to us. Yeah.
That is absolutely awesome. Thank you so much, Baye, for being on here on
pleasure.
Solutions. I appreciate you a lot.
Oh, thank you so much.
So I'd like to thank my guest, Baye Harrell, founder and president of Golden Goals, for being my guest on this edition of Solutions. If you'd like more information about Golden Goals, or if you want to know how you can support the incredible work that they do, or if you have a goal that you would like to make happen in the golden years of your life, please visit their website at golden-goals.org or email them at contact@golden-goals.org. I'm Cheryl Hawkins. Thank you for watching, and see you next time for more Solutions.